vetted. One West pumping through my blood, don't forget it. One West in my brain, one West in my heart. One West when I finish, one West when I start. Big shine, big glow. I be gone till November, let my bitch know. I'm back by the winter, bubbling like Crisco. I need my pockets all swollen like a lymph node. Talking out the side of your neck, get you a slit throat. I stay broke, don't care if I got a million. Looking down on me, I put your brains on the ceiling. Fuck kicking down the door, we bout to demo the building. Fake cats all in these groups, I wonder who ya. Shoot ya off your pulpit, hallelujah. 4-pound gun youngin' down like it's a cougar. On my feet, combat boots, or is it Puma? Words spreading around about me, none of it rumor. All truth, very big facts. Very large caliber and very small gaps. Compact pistols, ladders, and all that. About to throw the switch in the Nina for rapid fire. Got the 5.7 equipped with the magnifier. Boom shakalaka, equipped with the rim rocker. We ain't really got beef, yeah, Ramak with a bin shot ya. The best rhymer since Pac and Big Papa. Big llama, big juice, I'm Big Jamba. Quarter tank of gas, I ride like a big timer. No informer, no sweat, not inside of my conglomerate. Wreck like King Kong. No Asian pun me, no chink in armor. Remain calm through our pain that bring drama. Stay focused on things that bring karma. Took all pressure, applied and made diamonds. Stayed true, kept shit pure, my name honored. Paid all dues and debts and kept promise. Make sure you show respect, pay homage. I'm One West bred, One West vetted. One West pumping through my blood, don't forget it. One West in my brain, One West in my heart. One West when I'm finished, One West when I start. I said I've been One West bred, One West vetted. One West pumping through my blood, don't forget it. One West in my brain, One West in my heart. One West when I'm finished, One West when I start. I'm the hottest on the market, don't make me start it. I'ma pull up in a Spider-Man and Peter Parker. I remember days was trapping out the apartment. Now One West about put me up in a starship. About to fly the friendly skies in this bitch. Spit the truth on the corners, I lie a little bit. I'm a stand-up nigga, I die before I switch. Down, no we up, I'm cool with who I with. I'ma be war the king and stay dangerous. Hold down the biz and fam, remain blameless. Now rappers drippy with styles we made famous. First with studs and spikes in any city. Designers charge a stack for shit that can't fit me. Had printers on my coattail way before Jimmy. Funny how the general ain't even see a penny. Better show respect, get smoked like a chimney. Keep my name out your mouth, don't even think it. Send a real Smith and y'all know Jada Pinkett. Both ball heads, my grain a $1.50. Lost my man to the game, that pain that stuck with me. Had to find a cheat code to the street though. Cause them niggas getting foul, shoot you like a free throw. Keep spitting acid like a Mino. And the nigga be the nicest with a mean flow. Try to ride my wave, you gon' need a speedboat. I'm hot like 100 degrees in a peacoat. Scarf in the sweater, I embark every letter. It's UPK, not a part, but together. Homie, I've been One West bred, One West vetted. One West pumping through my blood, don't forget it. One West in my brain, One West in my heart. One West when I'm finished, One West when I start. One West bred, One West vetted. One West pumping through my blood, don't forget it. One West in my brain, One West in my heart. One West when I'm finished, One West.
Practice, not a game, not the game that I go out there and die for and play every game like it's my last. Not the game. We're talking about practice, man. I mean, how silly is that? And we're talking about practice.
Best believe that I'm top 3. The only thing is I'm not 2 and I'm not 3. Put me anywhere other than one that is not me. It's beef. We strut a nigga block, that's chopped cheese. No peace, the butterfly sting him, that's Ali. You reach, I teach him with the handle, that's Kyrie. Machines you hook like a Roman, that's IV. You a sheep, I'ma go, it's a difference, so watch me. You weak, all hooks, no punches, so block these. They mock me, I just show them how it goes. Try to stomach this thug life, they brain got the nose bent Bandana on the grip. All heads coming out the foe. Connected from Cali to New York, nigga, so let it go. Made for this. Nigga, I eat bars and drink flows. Thinking you woke into your third eye peephole. Line for line, this shit too easy. It's like a free throw. Mastered the game too early. This bitch a cheat code in the game. These niggas lame. They bring a shame. If I'm with an officer, it's a number in his name. We ain't the same. You want the easy pass? Tell him change his lane. Shit, I've been through the fire. You can't stand the rain. Take an aim. Tell him runner, he can try his best. Drive a car named after me. That's why I'm in the vet. Lamping these niggas once again, and I ain't break a sweat. Number one at everything I do. That's why I'm one west. The Lord is not the God of the dead, so when I die, coming back for my spot. So forever, I'm top 3. Just tell him to watch this. With the mop stick, you gon' need a defensive lineman to block this. On point when I bomb shit, 10 for 10, I do not miss. I'm barking with a full bulldog, it is not mixed. They can see that my mind's sick, I don't write, I find shit. I don't like it, then I switch. If I touch it, it's diamond. Tell a bitch that I'm God sent. It ain't because my kicks is built like 5'6", 5'7", is my bitch. Dangerous, high risk, I lose it, get another one. You think I'm talking about a girl, I'm talking about another gun. We here now? Hey, look, it is what it is now. We don't fuck with the house niggas, we burn the crib now. I'm ahead now, and I hope they can hear now. I don't care if you think it's it, nigga, I don't fear clowns. Silences make it sound like raindrop, that's a quiet storm. Get the job done in the view and get fired on. If you niggas standing for nothing, what you dying for? If you put real with real, that's how I was born. Walking this bitch ready for war, I'm in riot form. I want these niggas to see me flex, that's why I am armed. I shouldn't live in the crib, nigga, I should buy a farm to go through this shit so effortless. Best believe that I'm top 3. Only thing is, I'm not 2 and I'm not 3. Best believe that I'm top 3. Only thing is, I'm not 2 and I'm not 3. Best believe that I'm top 3. Only thing is, I'm not 2 and I'm not 3.
You already know what it is, Sean.
I mean, you ain't gotta pay no price of buying no corners.
Since when do we buy corners? We take corners.
Man, you won't buy one way or another. Whether it's if the bodies we don't lost, or you're gonna lose. Time in the joint is behind us or ahead of us. I mean, you gonna get some shit in this game, but ain't shit for free. I mean, how many corners do we need? How much money can a nigga make?
More than a nigga can spend.
And then we ain't gonna be around to spend what we done made already.
Shit, I didn't think I was gonna be alone this long.
Yeah. Well, we here.
Yeah. I know a nigga murked his own man cause he was fucking on his bitch. He got booked, now she's sick. She out here sucking all these. Told my young boy to chill cause he was hitting all these licks. Now he resisted, now we 6 feet. He was thinking with his dick. Better hearken, youngin' man, I'm dropping gems. They call me old school. Gon' fed on the gram and who you shot and who you gon' shoot. 600 page indictment, nigga, what you gon' do? Up top, what them life is, you don't fight, all you do is shoot. I know them crackers mad as hell because they wanna see us dead. Plotting all the miles, holding counsel just to stay ahead. This one was, this forever, we gon' paint them nations red. If you not under this banner, then you all dudes mad. Man, I'm from the trenches, they ain't know it, show us love. All we know is extensions in the way you throw a slug. We done made a move on you and we don't care who it was. On the gram, I saw my youngin' send a nigga up above. You would've thought me and the squad was fatigue, how we run shit. Better yet, that's all block. Better yet, that's all strip. My general said if it's not one West, then it's not legit. Fuck every cracker, go to their grave and go and take a piss. Mama, I'm an Israelite, I'm pulling strings like Santana. Gotta keep the blitz, because in that mix it get bananas. I adapted to it. Right before the skis and went bandanas. I'm the big bad wolf, come down your chimney like I'm Santa. Pussy niggas said that they was gon' slide, but they ain't do shit. Got a couple hammers in the ride, don't make me bang shit. Got a couple crackers on my mind, I'm trying to hang shit. Yeah, I'm in the field, I'm still pissed about the slave ships. Daniela got some big shit to make a rain flip. This pump turn you to an acrobat with these backflips. Mom said 12s ask you questions but not say shit. Mom said don't neighbors ask you questions but not say shit. I'm true to this, ask your old head, I ain't new to this, I'm too legit. If one West world and we running this, I'm gunning it. Advise every cracker to be intelligent, irrelevant. For all them fake cans that we ain't marching with. This clip that I got like holy water, I'm trying to throw it on you. You pledge your allegiance to them snakes, they turn 40 on you. Pillhead / crash dumps, I keep it real with you. You told me you don't trust none of them niggas, and that's a real issue. I don't give a fuck, you wantin' beef, I want you all dead. That before the sign the same words that Paul said. Clip full of racist motherfuckers, it got bald heads. This shit that I got dumping in your ear like some skull heads. Why you trying to claim the same right that your man's dead? Y'all was sign lacking, main reasons why your God's dead. Always gotta keep one in the head before I go to bed. Fuck a DJ Khaled, this one West, this one God dead, nigga. One West world. Nah, we coming, nigga. I'm tripping. Tighten the fuck up, you heard?
You can do that. That's fine. Hey, Shalom Israel. Shalom, Lord in Christ. We're going to get it kick off now. We're going to get started with our Sunday evening class. So, we're going to say, we're going to clap it up as we normally do. We're going to clap it up. You're going to clap it up. And you're going to say, Yahweh Shemi, Yahweh Shai Barakatat, all the brothers, Yahweh Shema Al-Tam, by Shema Chad, all the sisters. And we're going to be getting it in. I am Officer 50, Precinct Officer Akashka in the Bahamas, under Commanding General Yahana. And we'd like to remind you, if you're not an ISUPK, you're not in the truth. You might like to hear that, but that's the reality. Look at the things that's going on around the world. Look at the things that are going on around your country. Look at the things that are going on in your life. And you tell me if you think you're going in the right pathway. You tell me if you think that those who are directing you to do the right thing is directing you right. How is your life turning out? Is it in shambles? Is it all good? We say we're not an ISUPK. You're not getting the right instructions. You're getting messed up somewhere along the line. So we're telling you, get in here, get yourself all sorted out. So we at ISUPK started at 1 West, 125th Street under Commanding General Yahana, and we've been around from 1969. And ISUPK is not affiliated with no other Israelite group or Christian group or any other organization. We stand alone, and that's why we say we bear no responsibility for any other group or any other person if you're not in ISUPK. So you can hear all the stuff that's going on. Don't put that on us. You're not in this truth with us. Okay, they're doing their own thing. That's why you're hearing some of the Israelites changing their stance right about now. They're doing their own thing. Right, so we're going to talk about some current events. And we'll get to our topic in a while. Okay. You got any questions, put in the chat. If you come in late and you're watching this in a later time, you could always send an email to ISUPKBahamas@gmail.com and hook up with me in the Bahamas. Find me. Let's have a conversation if you're in Grand Bahama. ISUPK@Gmail. Salaki for that. At Gmail. So send me a email and we could hook up, we could get together, we could have a conversation. All right. So we're going to talk about some current events here around the Bahamas, a little bit around the world, because my topic actually is really nearing the end. Okay, so these topics actually roll right into, at least these current event, roll right into the topics, to the topic that I have selected for tonight. So I'm going to start over with we're going to start with the children. Okay, now we know that we're having issues with children in the Bahamas. We've been having school violence for a very long time, and it seems like there's no end. I'm talking about school children injuring one another. Seems like the days when I was in high school, those times have passed. I wouldn't say we didn't have any fight in those days, but nobody used to pull out weapons at those days. They have fist fight and nobody pull out weapons. But now we have children in schools being seriously injured. And where is it coming from? What's happening? Why is it going on? You know, um, we in ICPK, where we put the blame. We put the blame right to the foot of the people who you sit in, under, and around, and ask them to give you morality. That's where we rest our blame. We rest the blame right to them. When you go to certain persons and structures and individuals and organizations and tell them, teach me how to do the right thing. Because that's what you're doing when you're sitting to somebody else's feet. You're asking them to teach you to do the right things. And if the right things is not happening in the society, then just maybe, the people ain't teaching you right, bro. Okay, sis, it ain't teaching you right. So I tell you, if you find your way in here, you'll be taught correctly, according to the scriptures, not according to how someone feels. That's a problem. I was a part of one of the organizations for many, many years. And basically, I heard people went on their feelings, and I went on mine. But now, you could actually understand and learn the truth. You could learn the truth, the proper breakdown, the proper understanding of the scriptures in here. So I would admonish you to find your way in the ISUPK. If you're not in the Bahamas, anywhere you are, there's probably an ISUPK. And guess what? Even if you're not where there's an ISUPK, I'm in the Bahamas and there was none here. And I've already been to 3 Passovers. I already got my name. I'm an officer of 50. So you don't even have to be where there's ISUPK. There are ways for you to be in classes. There are ways for you to check in. There are ways for you to continue to move in and grow in the organization. Okay, so that being said, what's happening? What's happening with the school? What's happening with the children? What is the issue? You know what the issue is? Nobody's teaching them the real values. All right, because we have one of the issues is we have children, very young children having children. So they have not been properly taught to rear children. So we get what we allow the society to produce. Okay. Then we have children who's being brought up, and you can even have a child or the family where you have both parents available in the house, but the problem is the children are being raised. The children are sometimes being raised by some external force, by the TV, by the friends, by the internet. And if you don't be careful with that, the children they're gonna grow and they're gonna receive most of that training from where you do not want them to get it from. The Bible says in Psalms 127 that the children are definitely a blessing from the Lord. And in that blessing, you have a responsibility. When the Lord bless you with a child, you have a responsibility to rear that child. And Proverbs will tell you, train up a child in the way he should go is when he will not depart from it. So you have a responsibility to train the children. And you're not, and if you wait till the child become a teenager to say you're going to start training them, you're too late. You're probably already 13 years, 10 years, 11 years, or whatever it is. Too late. If you wait to see when the fight starts, it's too late. The children should have been trained when they were a child. When they're toddlers, when they're walking around, they're supposed to learn how to listen to you from that age. Before they can talk, you're supposed to already have them listening to you. Because time as they can talk, it's too late. They have to instill that parental authority early in your children's lives. And if you miss that, you miss it. There's no way to get it back. All right. So yeah, we have these disruption going on in schools. In so much that we actually have to put police officers in schools, in some of our schools in the Bahamas. Police in their uniform, in the school so the children can see them. Children, So, and that's supposed to be a deterrent, but even in some cases, that's not even a deterrent. Sometimes you see in the video the police have had the fight. That means the children are fighting with the police right in the schoolyard. Okay, so a next local local event, what we call a current event, that we have some misdirected people who was marching in the streets and say they're trying to figure out how to return the country to Christ because the Bahamas belong to God. You know, what do you say about that? I say what I say with the first topic. You're really confused when you believe a march is going to help you. And right now, you see some of those parents I'm talking about? I mean, I don't know the people, but some of them parents who letting the children grow up on their own, the possibility is you could be out there marching for something, and then your child grow up on their own. And you'd be part of the problem because you're not properly taught. And if you're out there marching and saying you can march to get something to happen, that's not the way to get it to happen. Okay? It's not the way to get it to happen.
So isn't that the way you bring awareness? Like bringing awareness, because that's what they said they were doing, bringing awareness to it.
Okay, so like it.
So that's that.
So the question is that not the way to bring awareness to the issue? Bring awareness to the issue. Now, the issue, meaning all of the crime, criminality, and the degradation of society. That's the awareness? Which would you say the awareness is?
The awareness, yes.
What they try to bring to the forefront.
Yeah, highlighting what's going on in the society.
Okay, highlighting what's going on in the society, bringing awareness. Now, the thing is, the awareness, I'm saying, this is what I'm saying. I'm saying the people who are out there marching are actually the problem. Now, why do I say that? I say that because, and of course, like I say, I don't know these people, and I'm only speaking as a priest. And they are indication of the problem. They're saying bringing an awareness to the society so that who could correct the problem? So that I guess, if you think about it, who do they want to correct the problem? They want the government, they want the police, they want they want to call on God to let me start out with this. If this awareness is for God to move on the behalf of the Bahamian people, that's wrong what they're doing, right? If they are going out there to bring awareness to the government to be aware of what's going on, again, they're trying to tell the government what they know, bring awareness to it. You see, I mean, it sounds good that you go there. That's like you coming in my house and telling me, or coming in my yard and say my grass need to cut. I know my grass need to cut. So what you do, that's so you bring awareness to that. But the issue in this area here, we know, and like I say, this runs right into the topic. We know that things are happening in different countries, and in particular, this one. Why are things becoming so out of control? Why is there fights in the school? Why is there, I mean, you got the LGBT or whatever, the alphabet crew have a club right down in the capital, right? Now we say that their march was like the Bahamas belong to God, right? Or something similar, paraphrasing it. So now we know the earth is the Lord and the fullness thereof, not just the Bahamas. Everything is the Lord's. But you know the Lord allow the earth to run its course. And basically that's what's happening right now, you know. The earth is running its course. The earth is running in the way the Lord is allowing it to run. The Lord has sent priests and prophets out to call those out of darkness who's still in it. everybody's not going to change. Everybody's not going to turn. The people who want to bring awareness, first thing they need to wake up themselves, because awareness, you say you're going to bring the awareness to the government or the awareness to the authorities. That's just like you telling me my grass need to cut. It ain't that they don't know. If the authorities were going to make some changes, what would have happened? They would look at other countries would have better success, and they would have mimicked those things, even though the things may be difficult to implement. They would have implemented those things as a country. All right, because you have examples of different countries around the world with this function in the same way these people want the country to function. But the thing is the government motivated to do what those countries do to do that? They're not.
So what if we go to the church, in 2 Chronicles, it talks about if my people which are called by my name.
Mm-hmm.
So
but don't stop there. Don't stop there. Let me get with you on that. Let me get with you on that.
That is 2 Chronicles chapter 7 and 14. So could we be trying to bring awareness not only to the government and the people, but especially to the churches?
2 Chronicles.
Mm-hmm. Chapter 7 and 14.
7 and 14. Okay. Now, 2 Chronicles. Let's see if that applies to this. If my people which are called by my name shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven and forgive their sins and heal their land. Now, but understanding this, everything can go into which nation it's for. This is saying, if my people, whoever those people are, let's just say those people who was out there marching around, if my people, they think that they're called by his name, all right, let's give them that. They think they're called by his name, so let them have that. They, his people, shall humble themselves, right? So those people need to humble themselves. They need to pray, and they need to seek his face. And then they need to also turn from their wicked ways. You understand? Then, what he's saying is, then will I hear from heaven and forgive their sin and will heal their land. You see how much it have to do with the people who out there? Mm-hmm. It has so much to do with the people who out there that those people don't. And like I said, even in going through the nationality it is for. But let's just say those people. That's why I say those people are in error. Just the fact, even this scripture doesn't say that this is the way to get change to happen, is to go out and bring awareness. This is saying there's something that you have to do. This is something that each individual have to do. And that's why I said earlier, we rest the issues of this country at the feet of those who are supposed to be providing help in areas where you're talking about spirituality, morality. Those are the people who must accept the blame, if they don't want it, because we have places where you have set up for Sunday morning for persons to come and they sit and they basically say, teach me how to be a better person. That's what they do. So if the person is leaving out there not a better person, you're not putting the programs in place for the person to be a better person, who is at fault? Let me ask you a question. You're a 4th grade teacher and you have 20 students. They get a test. 2 students pass, 18 students fail. Who's at fault?
The teacher and the students.
So you expect the students to teach themselves?
Mostly the teacher, I would feel.
Yes, the teacher's at fault because and also with spirituality, with morality, when somebody sit at your feet if they are not changing, you must accept the responsibility. You are at fault because they come to you and they say, just how the students go to school to learn, the teacher must learn the methods to break whatever barriers there are to get those students to learn. The same thing with the organizations which you go to every Sunday morning. They're supposed to learn how to break the barriers to get you to change, to learn, and not only put a spiritual confirmation or requirement in your face and that you walk away. There must be a physical one. They just can't tell you, oh, go and pray. No. You, if it's something, there must be systems set up that you will be monitored. That's what you're going there for. Somehow, and the monitor doesn't have to be somebody looking over your shoulder, somebody that's there to help you, see you through your tough times. But like I say, these people who would march, first, they need to be taught. Because bringing awareness, coming and telling me my grass needs to cut. Hey, Kasha, come outside. I come outside. Bro, your grass needs to cut. Okay, tell me something I don't know. All right? And also with the government, you can say, you go to the commissioner of police. Okay? Go to the commissioner of police and say, listen, we got a lot of people fighting in different schools. We got a lot of people selling contrabands to such and such a street. We got a lot of people moving this and that. You know what he'll say? I know. he'd say, I know. Right? That's what he'll say. You don't think he'll say, you know? Okay. We have a notorious place here on the island where I know if I go to stop any law enforcement and say some illegal business going on in this area, you know what they'll tell me? I know. So what you telling them that for? No, something else have to happen. Okay? You just telling somebody that ain't enough. So the people who march to try and return the country to Christ, they need to be sat down and taught what they're supposed to be doing. Because it may even look good it might look good to the novice person who ain't know what in the world going on. That might be a good thing. Oh yeah, they bring in awareness. But like I say, I'm sure if you track these people's life, they have the Nazis attitude when they leave that place. Oh, you think the Lord is wake? You think the Lord is wake for you and you can't like an idiot, an animal? You think the Lord really is wake on you when you're not doing the laws and the commandments? You believe the Lord hear you? I know you believe the Lord hear you, you know. You believe the Lord hear your prayer. But guess what? I can tell you a secret. The Lord is not hearing your prayer when you diving all in sin all the time. The Lord is not hearing your prayer. You need to get out of that. Then the Lord start hearing you. They say, the Lord is here sinner's prayer. The Lord ain't hearing no sinner's prayer, bro. You need to get out of sin. Lord ain't gonna come back and tell you. All the prophets keep telling you. The 10 commandments, the commandments are there. All right, you to follow. So if you don't follow them, the Lord need to come tell you need to do that. He's just not gonna hear you. All right. So anyway, any question, just let them roll. All right. Now the next story is the Bahamas has sent a seven-man team to assist with the recovery efforts in Jamaica, which is a good thing. Because we know about hurricanes. All right. I tell people I had an intimate experience in most of the hurricanes that passed through the Bahamas. They always set me back to zero or very close to it, as being a farmer and so I know about hurricanes. And the island and altogether suffered a lot of loss through a hurricane. And I think this last hurricane was as bad or worse than the Dorian hurricane, which was a record-breaking hurricane. Of course, Jamaica is trying to rebuild, and we're sending some people to help them, because whenever we have our problems, Jamaica and others come to help us. So we basically returning the favor in that way. BPL, which is the Nassau There's a Bahamas Power and Light, basically owned by the government. All right, it's called Bahama Power and Light. So they're able to send some workers to assist with the re-energizing and all of the stuff that happens after we lost so many poles after one of those hurricanes. We had teams that had come from America, the Caribbean, different islands, just to help us to get our poles back up. It was an effort. But yes, so it's good that we could help our brothers in Jamaica, because believe it or not, we are closer than we really realize, you know. I know nobody ever told you an Israelite, but you are, and they are too. And they're actually from the same son. If you trace them back all the way up to, you become an Israelite because you're a son of Jacob. And if you trace, roots and their roots, the Jamaicans and the Bahamians actually go right back to Jacob, and back to one of Jacob's sons, which is Benjamin. Okay. Now we go to a little bit of international stuff. Go to international stuff. Okay. The people of Puerto Rico protest against, I'll say, the American president, the American administration. Y'all know the pink-looking guy name, right? Yeah, as he's so as the U.S. countries, they continue to strike the vessels in the Caribbean seas and somewhere else, but they continue to strike vessels as they move with the American authorities, administration deem that they're carrying contraband. Now, the truth is, the thorough investigation wasn't done to know whether, number one, that these are contrabands of every one of those vessels, and if the people who are involved are traffickers, you know, these things are not taken into consideration. Now they might say, they might actually tell you, well, if you're there, you're guilty. You know, what if you have the unsuspected person just catching a ride somewhere? What if it's not a boat like that? But no, apparently, when certain of the characteristics are met, they deem it a drug boat. They deem it a war. Check this out. You know, that's how they're able to do that, right? They deem it a war. They say it's a war on drugs. Now, I heard a press conference where apparently some 300 plus American citizens have died over whatever time it was, and they're saying this is why there's a war. Believe it or not, they're saying because the American citizens, because they are going out looking for contrabands, indulging in the contraband, doing it to the point where they like it so much that they unalive themselves. Right? This is what's happening. Now it's being said that because 300,000 of them has been unalive or whatever certain amount of time is, now the country which is allowing them to supply it, they have a war. It's a war, and the war is they done kill 300,000 of our people, so now we can kill them. That's what's happening. That's a press relief I heard from the top of the administration, the pink man himself. Yes, he said if you go on YouTube, you could find it too. It just aired this morning. Might have been something that ran yesterday. So I say to you, even though the countries are sovereign, we understand that this is not about contraband. Do you know the side story on this whole thing? We know that it's Venezuela, right? No, it's Venezuela. So, do you know that Venezuela have more oil than the Saudis? I bet you never know that.
Yeah.
Do you know that Venezuela have more oil than Saudi Arabia? The Saudis who have all of the money because they have all the oil. Venezuela have more oil than them. So, what you think you're trying to get? You think you're trying to stop drugs? Do you know that you heard the report? Did you ever hear the report of the Iran-Contra scandal? You ever heard of that report? Where they actually said Oliver North and the different people, the high-ranking American officials was actually responsible for introducing and transporting and delivering contraband into America, their own high officials. So they've always done that. And so now they're accusing these people of doing it, and now they start a whole war. But it's only the tip of the iceberg. Why would you send the biggest aircraft carrier that you have, a nuclear power one, the biggest one in your whole arsenal? Why would you send that down to little Venezuela? For drug traffickers? That's what you said? Oh man, you think we believe that? Yeah, we know better than that. Something else is happening there. Something else. They say you got to watch out for the sleight of hand. You know these things happening? It's not happening because of that. It's not because there's no drug getting trafficked. And by the way, supply and demand. You got the demand. You have the demand. Why don't you deal with your demand? People don't need supplying their demand. You want to kill the supplier. And you ain't need to deal with the person who wants the demand, who demanding the stuff. So it's a supply and demand. That's what you build. That's what your whole society is built on. This capitalistic society. Supply and demand. All right, so we know it ain't just with them little bit of contraband. And guess what? Just to finish this off, they say about less than 20% of the contrabands get in that way. Less than 20%. So you can kill all the people for less than 20%, and all those other borders, y'all ain't doing that. Think about it. You're not doing that. Anyhow. We can move to the next one. That one. They're trying to put the okie doke on us. But we know what's going on. It's all about the oil. And this one tied into that. The climate change, all right? So I know you're aware that we are actually destroying the earth very slowly. And if you didn't, you need to start paying attention. You need to. Because the climate change is say we can be up, I think it's 2050, if we get to 5 degrees, then you can be destroyed. 5 degrees. They was trying to keep it below 3. They say 3 degrees can be catastrophic. But now it seems like we're going to get over that because we are not changing our habits and how we're not real good stewards. We're not good stewards on this planet, on this earth. We're not. Because what we're doing, we take the same oil with the pink guy trying to get, the same oil, they're going to be burning fossil fuels, right? And guess what? One of the biggest consumers, or I guess one of the largest, not largest, about 40%, but putting the emissions into the atmosphere is America. It's not as much as 50%, but they say they're knocking somewhere around 40% of the emissions putting into the atmosphere. And they didn't even go to the summit. You know why? Because Trump say all this climate change is a hoax. So he say it's a hoax. He don't believe it. So he ain't not sending nobody there. They ain't checking for it. All right. So the people who obviously the oil giants would sponsor him and give donations to him. Tell them, bro, leave that alone. We can make more money. All right. So what they're gonna do? Just a scenario. Think about this. They're gonna have a ship. All right. They're gonna have a ship so loaded with gold. That's the scenario. Put it in here. They're gonna have a ship so loaded with gold that they're gonna sink and drown. So they could get all of the money in the whole world, but they're gonna destroy the world in the process. That's what happens. They can destroy the whole world just so they can make money. The Lord will have the soul and gamba. And that's my topic. We almost there. We almost there. We almost there. Because we the one more atrocity before we get there. I mean, in my topic. But the world is going to be seeing much more atrocity before we get there. All right? But Okay, next topic before we get down to at least the next thing before we get down to my topic, and maybe we will get a little bit of that in before. All right, so the next thing is, again, trying to be very careful because even little me getting my channel wipe off when I say the wrong thing, so I have to be careful. I'm only getting 10 views, but I still get my little channel wipe off when I say the wrong thing. So I got to be careful, okay? Now, we talk about the Israel and we talk about the Israelis, the Jewish people, right? The Jewish people and the stuff, the things that's going on down there. All right. Again, these people say they at war. Check it. So they at war with the babies. that's what they at war with. You only could think about it like that, because who they killing? They already almost annihilate all of the soldiers. Now who are they killing? That's indiscriminately killing anybody. Say again. Unalive. Yes. Slovakia. That's unaliving everybody. I heard a guy did I forgot who, someone did an interview with one of the Israelis, and he is saying, "Oh, we're not killing women and children." He said, "Well, the if they put a military headquarters underneath the hospital, what do you expect us to do? You know what we expect you to do? Not bomb the hospital. That's what we expect you to do." That's what we expect you to do. Not bomb the hospital. All right? That's what we expect you. If you know it there, then you send your people in there, underneath there, and eradicate them. That's what we expect you to do. Not just bomb the whole hospital and kill everybody in it. So, yeah. But that's what their position is. They say they're not deliberately killing them. They're trying to extract these people, but they're extracting them by bombing the hospital. And if they have some secret hideout under the hospital, they bomb that too. And so that's why we say, one other conflict that's going on, I've heard on the news, is the Russian-Ukraine conflict. That's not. I was thinking that was slowing down. That's not slowing down. Again, now we have the Jewish and the Palestinian. Now understand our position, UPK. Our position is none of them supposed to be there. That's the land of the Israelites, and none of those are Israelites, and they know that. So, but the thing is, the Palestinians was there first. You may not believe it, but let me tell you quickly. This is how the research turns out. After the Holocaust, nobody wanted to accept the people of the Holocaust. Nobody wanted to accept them. They was trying to find somewhere to put these people. Apparently they tried the Caribbean somewhere. Apparently they tried Africa somewhere. Apparently they tried America somewhere. Nobody wanted to receive them. They finally strike up a deal with the Palestinians who was there already. Right? They strike up a deal. The deal was they're only going to bring so much people there. They're not going to expand. They're not going to try and take over. They're not going to try to subjugate the Palestinians. But then, just they got their foot in the door. They did exactly that. And that's, see, what you don't realize, that's why the fight is ongoing. Now, they became so strong and overpowering because now they have all the U.S. backing. They have as many missiles as they wanted. They have all of the technology. That's how they was able to overcome the Palestinians. So they meet the people there, had a treaty, basically had an agreement with the people, and turn around, break it, and kill them all. You know where else that happened? You know where else it happened? It happened in the mainland America. All right? They say when the settlers first went over to settle, they said indigenous Indian people taught those new settlers everything. They welcomed them, teach them how to do everything. You know what they reward them with? They gave them blankets with smallpox in it to kill them. And then, you know, they say they kill all the buffaloes. They say the buffalo bones as high as a mountain because they're trying to starve them out. People who welcome them and help them, they made treaties with them and they didn't keep none, not one. Now you know where they are? They squash into small areas, what they call reservations. The people who they meet there. So this thing is happening time after time on the earth. This is nothing new. And the truth is, my topic is going to go and then tell you this is supposed to happen this way. But we're going to see how much of this topic I actually get into. It's a lot here. Okay, now we're near the end. We are near the end. If you don't believe it, go to Matthew chapter 24. Matthew chapter 24. Now, we might go a little bit. I'll try to get some of this in. So Matthew chapter 24 reads thus, starting from the first verse. And Jesus went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came to him and shewed him the building of the temple, the buildings of the temple. And Jesus said unto them, see ye not all these things? Verily I say unto you, that there shall not be left one stone upon the other that shall not be thrown down. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these be? And what shall be the signs of thy coming and of the end of the world? You see, that's where we're heading right now. That's exactly where we're heading. And let me put it to you like this: as we get prepared for the end of the world, you got to be ready. All right. Now, no man know the time nor the hour. So I'm not okay. I ain't saying I know that. I'm not saying that. No, I don't know that. But let's say what I do know. You get your Bible and follow on. And I'm not going to go back up unless you need to break down, but I want to go forward. And Jesus answered and said unto them, this is Matthew 24:4. Take heed that no man deceive you. Now check this out. See what you guys have not been taking into consideration. When Christ said that then, he was telling you, don't be deceived now. You came in so late, the deception already set in place that you don't even see it. The deception so set in place that you don't even see it. You ever heard the name Constantine? You ever know that tell me this. Do you think, and I'm a little excited. Okay, that's how I show excitement. Do you think that the now this body of what people call the church, any segment of it, do you think that they're doing what the apostles did? You think they're doing the same thing? Tell me that. Do you think that the now what they call Christian organization, Catholic, Methodist, Christian, Episcopalian, any of them, you think they doing what the apostles did? You think they celebrating what the apostles celebrated? You think they understand the scriptures the way the apostles understood? Hey, shalom, sir. So what? Shalom. Sir. Yeah, do you believe the now church is doing anything like that? No. The church, this day and time, the church is not following the same things that the apostles did. So you see, what happens is, you didn't think about it then. You came through the time now when generations have been hoodwinked. Generations have been doing these things. You come in a time when you're actually working against Christ and against God, and you don't even see it, because if you go back and understand what Christ said all the way back in the scripture, Matthew 24:4. Take heed that no man deceive you. He telling you that then. What you doing is you right now, what you saying is where you are. You saying now that no man should deceive you. You done deceive. You done deceive. The problem is you have to go back. Go back to what the apostles did, how they lived, what they understood, how they acted. Then when you start from that point, then you get to say you're not deceived. But if you look at, all right, simple. Let's keep it practical. All right? Universal practical knowledge. That's in our name. Keep it practical. Tell me something. In your church denomination group, whatever it is, do y'all observe the feast days as the apostles did? Do y'all observe the feast days as the apostles did? No, you don't. You don't even know when the feast days are. You know why? Because what Christ say, take heed that no man deceive you. Guess what? You done been deceived long time ago. That great grandparents was deceived, and you fall in line with the deception. So now you have to understand that you have to go back and understand. The other thing is practically, do you now celebrate things that the apostles didn't celebrate? Check that out. That's another thing you have to think about. Do you now celebrate things that the apostles did not celebrate? You think the apostles celebrated Christmas? You think the apostles celebrated birthdays? You think the apostles celebrated Valentine's Day? You see, the church has made you feel like these things are not even things to be considered, but those things are against God. When the Passover comes and goes, you don't even know. When the Feast of Unleavened Bread happens, you don't even know. When the Feast of Hanukkah happens, you don't even know. All right, but you know when Easter happening, you know when the bunny lay an egg, you know that, right? The bunny lay an egg, all right. Bunny is a mammal, right? They don't lay eggs; they lay live birth. Nobody never tell you that, right? You thought the egg actually came from the bunny. All of those things are pagan introduced after this time that Christ said. But yet, the people who you sit in the front of on that Sunday morning to tell them to help you with your morality and your spirituality and to teach you, they're not teaching you that. You know why they ain't teaching you that? Because all they're trying to do is wait till the collection time comes. That's all. Because if they teach you this, you're going to have to find where the truth is. And you know what you're going to end up? You're going to end up in ICPK. That's where you're going to end up. If you find out where the truth is, that's where you'll end up. Because the truth is not where you're going to seek morality and also spiritual guidance. It's not there. So I urge you to find your way over there and find your way in here. And that's only the first part of the verse I'm talking about. All right. Now, you know why Christ said that? Because he said, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. You know how much people stand up to that pulpit and you swallow everything that they say? You know how many people do that? Now, they say, because you know they tell me if they ain't telling you they're speaking in the name of the Lord. Tell me that. Tell me they ain't speaking in the name of the Lord when they stand in the pulpit. So who you think they're telling you they are? They speaking in the name of the Lord. They speaking for Christ. They speaking in the name of the Lord. And guess what they're doing? They deceiving you because they didn't go back and check from the beginning how they should be living and what they should be doing. They haven't. And so you end up right in the mix, right in there, doing the same things what they did, believing that it's some holy thing. And you're all lost. Okay, so, and this is just the second verse I'm down on now, right? So, as I said, Matthew 24 and verse 5, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. The pastor, the preacher, the evangelist, they come in the name of Christ. But you know they preaching to you? Damnation. They're not preaching to you the right thing. The end is coming so near right now. All right? The end is near. And like I said before, no man know the day, the time, and the hour. So I'm not saying that. But look around and see the things that's going on. Look at even some of the things that I said at the beginning of this. Look at the things that's happening around the world. Look at the deception that's going on around the world. Christ said there's going to be these things. All right, let me go down further. And ye shall hear of wars, all right, and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass. But the end is not yet. You see, is that not what we hearing? Is that not what we seeing? We seeing wars. We seeing we talk about the war. We talk about the war with Trump have with the Venezuelan drug traffickers. That's a full-blown war. The people they moving contraband they moving a little skiff, right? They moving a little speedboat from Venezuela to try to get them into some parts of where it is for the demand. They supplying the demand. What the American did, they sent the biggest nuclear aircraft carrier, bro. That's the biggest thing they have in their fleet. The Henry Ford. That's the biggest nuclear destroyer they have. Massive. Nothing bigger than that. Aircrafts, the F-35s and the big. Listen, that's what they send in to deal with the drug traffickers. All right, that's a war. They say it's a war on drugs. So that's what I'm saying. You can hear wars and rumors of wars, and they say they must come to pass, but the end ain't here. All right, then we can read the 7th verse, 24 and 7. For nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom. The pink guy in America, he wants to be a king, right? Y'all know that. That's how he's acting. Check it out. He's acting like a king. He's talking to nobody to do nothing. He telling everybody what to do. So when they then hear about the boats getting destroyed, he then tell the general, listen, wipe them out. Congress supposed to be signing off for things like that. It's not happening. It's just telling everybody what he wants them to do. And then they're doing it. In so much that they're saying that maybe some legal repercussion for some of these people performing some of these acts. All right. Anyway, so nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. There shall be famine and pestilence and earthquake in diverse places. So nation shall rise against nation. We even have to take it. Nations up against nations. Or you watch the news. If you didn't think Russia and Ukraine, they're supposed to be brothers, right? But they're still up against one another. We talk about the Israelis and the Palestinians, they're up against one another. You have nations rising against nation. And then Trump trying to put his foot on the little Venezuelans, right? So he rising up against them and all. So, yeah. But, and pestilence. All right. So before we get to pestilence, think about the famine. Think about the farming. What's happening is because of the global warming, seasons are changing. Places are more wet than places are more dry. The places that would used to have normal cycles and the people prepare for the rainy season. The rainy season isn't coming the way it's supposed to come. And then some places where have torrential floods, it's even getting worse. So these are all being mixed up by the global warming. Again, we said like earlier, America being a contributor to that. They're not even down to the summit. They didn't even plan to do anything to help. So all of these things are indicators that the end is somewhere right around the corner. Mm-hmm. All right. Now, and so that's the famine. Now, pestilence. We look at that COVID as a pestilence. All these diseases that happen, it'll be pestilence. All right. All the diseases that happens. And we have a lot of them. They do monkeypox and all sorts of stuff that's prevalent, that's coming around. And of course, they say people are making some of them. I don't know. Now, and then earthquake. We have earthquakes in diverse places. Places that never had earthquakes before, and now have an earthquake. I think we had an earthquake somewhere to the Bahamian chain one time ago, which I never heard about before. It didn't come up as far as the Grand Bahama chain, up near the Grand Bahama, the northern part, low down in the chain. Some people say they felt rumbling. Okay. All right. So these are the things that's happening. So all of these things are the beginning of sorrows. All right. So these are the things that's going on right now in the earth. We talk about some of the current events in the Bahamas and around the world. And we talk about the end time. The end is near. We definitely are nearing the end. Who knows how much longer it's going to be? I don't know. But we know one thing, all of the signs are here. And one thing we realize is that, if I may just go, I can skip down, because there's a lot I would need to cover. But I'm going to go down to, let me see where I wanted to stop. Let me find when the gospel is preached in that same verse. 14. Okay. Yeah. So Matthew 24:14. All right. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. That's what the scriptures say. That's when the end coming. Okay? That's when the end coming. So, anytime that's done, when that's done, you could look for the end to come anytime after that. Now, you know, God time and our time is two different times. Our time is 1 day. God time is a day could be like 1,000 years. So, don't sell your stuff. And if you sell anything, call me first. Don't just get rid of your stuff, bro. Wait till the time comes. Wait till the Lord start things in motion.
So let me just ask one quick question. I said, this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world.
Good question. What's your question?
So how will you know? Will Christ return immediately? Or we have to go through all those signs that you talked about already?
Well,
we're going through them.
Yeah.
Through some of them now.
Well, let's say first before we get to that. That's the verse is, and this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world. What is this gospel of the kingdom? That's the first thing. When this gospel of the kingdom is preached in all the world, now we didn't go through all of the steps of the gospel, right? But when this gospel is preached in all the world, and that's what I was just saying. I'm just saying, once it's all done, once the gospel has all been preached, when this gospel is preached to all the world, then the end shall come. Now, when the gospel is preached, if the end stops right after that, I'm not sure. And I'm not sure when the gospel is going to be preached, because again, the scriptures say you really can't put a time on it. And as I said, to us, one day, the God one day is like 1,000 years to him. So where we may be looking at the 1 day, it could very well be a good time after that gospel is preached. This gospel. Right. See, that's, let me see if I identify. If we go back up to 4, and just what I was saying, right? What it was, as I said, the gospel would be preached is the same gospel what the apostles was preaching. That's the gospel. But right now, because we're not being preached that gospel, we're being preached another gospel. So we have to get back to that gospel and preach that gospel. And when that gospel is preached over the whole earth, that's when the end will come. So the wrong gospel is being preached through all the earth, right, at this point. All right? And that's what there's a saying. When this gospel is preached, now which gospel is it? It's the one what Christ is saying. The one what people following what Christ said and what he did and how he acted. That's the gospel. But Christ, and I don't know how we remove the simplicity of the gospel to say the things doesn't matter what we do. But how else do you display if you following the Lord? You follow the Lord by doing what he say. You have something in your heart. Even I think it was James say, faith without work is dead. How could you say that you're following the Lord and you're doing things that the Lord tell you not to do? How could you be entertaining all these holidays where the Lord say not to entertain or never tell you entertaining? But the ones he tell you entertain, you're not entertaining. How could you do it and expect that to be all that is the gospel? All that needs to be preached. And when that is preached to all the earth, then the end will come. But right now, the gospels that are being preached in the earth ain't bringing no end. So not here.
So it doesn't say it has to be believed. Because when we look at the Christian church, it has strayed away from the apostles' teaching.
Yes.
But that doesn't mean that they haven't heard it.
They ain't hear it. No, they ain't hear it. So, no, what I'm saying is, the gospel need to be preached. Now, it is not saying that everybody need to be converted, because, of course, we know that, I mean, we don't preach to 2/3, 1/3, but we know that there's only going to be a certain amount of people who's going to accept the gospel. When it's preached, when everybody know, when the Lord do his work, so everybody's spirit is not going to take it, everybody's not going to accept it. After it's preached to everybody, those who the Lord is working on will accept it, those who are not working on it will reject it. And so that's when the gospel is preached. And when everything else falls into line, that's the end. And I mean, we even talk about AI and robotics, how that plays in the end time. That's a lesson for a different time. But so, because we had a little bit over our time, it's a good lesson. And any more questions before we close out? I still have quite a few scriptures that I need to cover on this, so maybe I might just do a part 2 on the Wednesday. To wrap it up, I'll see how it goes. So with that being said, I'll clip it right there. And I'll start with the security announcements. This is the security announcement. We are the ISUPK, started at 1 West 125th Street under Commanding General Yohana. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They're here to shed themselves of the world. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he must get permission from the head to speak to the brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After the 6 months period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find this in Numbers 18:21, Malachi 3:8-10. It means tenth in the Hebrew and is pronounced by Ishura. 10% of every penny of any increase that the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund. Free will offering for priests is not mandatory. Whatever amount you like to give, you can give. I still ain't write down my holy convocation. Now remind Akim and Akwatim to check the social media at isupk.com and isupk.org for information and materials on ISUPK. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, he should start wearing all black, which means black pants, black shirt, black headband or scarf, and black boots. And with that, we'll say, to the brothers, you say, how Bayashim, how Shai Brakata, and to the sisters, you say, Amaidim, means to stand. Amaidim means to stand. You say, Amaidim means to stand. This the sister, but you should have been on that, right side. But you say, Yahweh Shema Alatam Bayashim Yahweh.
Yahweh Shema Alatam Bayashim Yahweh.
Shalom. Haji Matam, please be seated. With that, class is dismissed. Shalom, Israel. See you next time. Shalom.